We did everything we were told to do. We worked hard, we saved, we stayed responsible. So why does retirement feel uncertain? Something is happening right now to Gen X as we face retirement, and nobody's talking about it. If you're Gen X and you're still chasing that $1 million, you're chasing the wrong thing. And let's talk about that. We've got some things that it is high time that we as Gen X, as we women of a certain age, as we younger versions of ourselves in the 40s, you guys are tuning in too, you need to start hearing this now. Get a cup of coffee, maybe a pad and pen. Who knows? You could want to take a note. Gen X, our generation, we are standing on the edge of retirement, looking over the precipice, the cliff, the big old muddy ditch, however you want to use the metaphor. And it's not what we expected. They told us to work hard, save money, hit a number, and that number was 65, and then they moved it to 67. But still, it was a number, and then we could retire. That wasn't the full story. They were holding stuff back. Whether or not they knew they were or not, stuff was being held back. And we Gen X, we're figuring it out as we go, not just how to get the money to retire, how to make sure that retirement is right for us, but to prepare ourselves mentally, emotionally, lifestyle wise, budget wise. There's a lot of moving pieces, a lot. And what we're basically figuring out is retirement isn't a formula. It's not save this much money because you're going to live this long. No. Retirement is a big old package of transitioning from the workaday grind that we've been doing since we were in our teenage years to a period of life where we don't necessarily have to get up every day unless we choose to. And by get up, I mean get up and go to a job. We don't have to do that anymore, hopefully. But many of us, myself included, I'm going to keep doing, whether it's a hobby that ultimately pays me, it's a volunteer, a dog rescue, I don't know. We'll work that out as we get to it. Right now, it is these side hustles, which includes this channel, which I am thoroughly enjoying. So like, subscribe, share, binge, keep coming back. I got a little to say about a lot of stuff, and all of it you're going to find fascinating. So let's walk through all of this stuff, all of this BS about retirement that they didn't tell us that we need to start looking at and unpacking for ourselves. First and foremost, the $1 million myth. $1 is just a random number. Back in our teenage years, $1 million, that was a lot of money. Now, some of you earned that in a period of 10 years. Perspective changed a lot, but you don't need $1 million to retire. If you have been doing your Adulting 101, you've been putting away something for retirement. If you've been working a legitimate legal job, you've been paying into the Social Security system. Now, Social Security was never, ever, ever meant to be your full retirement. It's just a supplement to retirement, like a little secret push fund that you have for yourself. It's not going to be a lot. It's not going to meet all of your bills, but it is going to help. But it's going to help only at the point to which you take it. So with the number that you need, only you can figure that out. And it's based off what your lifestyle is going to be. What's your current lifestyle? If you don't know what your current lifestyle costs you on a month-to-month basis, all in from the underwear you need, the hair salon, the food, the rent, the mortgage, the car payment, the insurances, etc., it's high time you did, and you have got to get real serious about that. Down in the description is the Master Your Money Plan workbook. It is absolutely free. And then there's also the Retirement Reset, a 30-day boot camp for you to get yourself ready on paper so that you know what you have to do now while you are still young enough, have a job, hopefully, and you've got some time to clean up some messes, aka debt, or continue working through retirement, so to speak, whether it's a glide retirement, a hybrid retirement, or a phased retirement. You can decide, but you've got to know those numbers first. So go down and grab that. Let's work out what our monthly budget is. Let's look at what we're going to need in retirement before you even decide, I can retire when I have this much money, because you don't know. It's just a made up random number that they told us. who the hell are they? Something we've also discovered in our adulthood. Having money in a retirement fund, reassuring, but cash on hand, that is king. That is peace. That's your bridge fund. That's your gap fund. That's your jump fund. That's your mad money fund. However you want to call it, cash is important. So you've got to know what you need every month. You have to know what you have already. And then you need to start figuring out if you're going to enter into this next chapter earlier than you had expected. You're going to need some cash to bridge it over, because some of us, we can't touch our retirement funds until age 59 and a half. Most of us don't want to touch Social Security until later in our 60s. So what are you going to do for your income to live off of between now and those dates? These are things you've got to walk through. Foundation, how much do you need? Next step, when can I take the step into this next chapter and start drawing off these different funds? So start piling up the cash today. If you have debt, that cash, we're going to pay that off, because the last thing you need is that big old ugly debt monster in your dreams every night because you've got minimum payments to make. In private, Gen X, yeah, we do a lot of things in private, but that's a whole other channel for somebody. Anyway, in private, we have been questioning our own fitness for retirement. Do we have enough? What is that number? What happens if I wanted to leave earlier than later? How am I going to pay for health insurance? How am I going to pay for prescriptions? Maybe we haven't made the smartest health choices through our life, and we're going to end up paying the piper as we continue to age. You are as young as you are ever going to be, and probably in the best health you're ever going to achieve for the rest of your life. If you haven't safeguarded your health by now, many of us, we're going to pay lip service to it, but we ain't going to achieve it. But with that said, you have got to get busy now deciding when you want to start living your life and what that looks like. And the transition isn't just financial. It is as much about the dollars and the cents as we go into this retirement. Lifestyles are going to change. It does not mean financially they're going to change. It definitely means that the rhythm of life, the pattern of your existence, your requirement to set an alarm every night, to pack a lunch before you leave for the office, to do this, do that, to cram all of your housework, errands, and yard work into a weekend, that ceases. All of a sudden, you've got 7 days a week that you can do these things. And that's a lot of extra time that you're going to spend with your loved ones, whether it's your spouse or your adult kids that still live at home. The transition into this next chapter is a lot larger than many of us think. So let's take a running start. Let's start practicing retirement now. Some of the things you want to do, some of the people you want to look up. Things like, for me, I've started saying yes when my nieces and nephews ask me to do something after work. I'm actually pursuing them now. Hey, when are we going fishing again? When are we going to get together and talk about AI and what this can do for your emerging digital business, etc.? So start ramping up for those things now. Make the transition. One thing I'm finding is that I am more eager to get into that next chapter than I am wanting to stay here. So the final 2 years between knowing you're sunsetting and actually doing it, these are the important years. These are the years where you're going to live on your retirement budget. And the first thing we have to do is figure out what that looks like. So go grab the Master Your Money Plan workbook down there and the Retirement Reality Reset. I think that's what it's called. They're linked down there. I'll throw them up here for you as well. But go and grab those and let's start working on your transition plan from a financial standpoint. But then I have got journals and other workbooks to get you through the mental and lifestyle transition into retirement. It's not another job. Start having fun. Do some dream casting. What do you want to do? What have you always wanted to do? Because those are the things you're going to want to do earlier in retirement than later. And that also impacts how you're going to spend your money, because I've got things that I want to do between this age and say 75 that I'm not going to want to do when I'm 80. So I'm going to spend a little bit extra money between now and then doing those things. And then when I'm 80, the spending's going to slow, because I'm going to slow down a little bit because I've already been there, done that. There's not a lot I want to run off and do. So what is your, and let's not call it a bucket list, what is your next chapter list? Things that you've been putting off, things that you're ready to dive into. All right, so this is your cattle call. Let's get serious about this retirement budget. You shouldn't have been living this long without a budget, but now it is critical that you know how much you need. Down below, Master Your Money Plan. I've also got a life experiences to income workbook for those of us that want to capitalize on our skill sets, whether they were in the house or something from the workforce, to try to generate some extra money just for some mad money. So, you know, a lady's always got to have a little bit of change in her pocketbook. That was a rule growing up. You've got to be as independent and self-sufficient as you choose to be. And if that means you want to do a side hustle, then by goodness, go grab that workbook. Let's do a side hustle. Could be this. Let me know if you want to hear more about how to start your own YouTube channel. It's not as difficult. It's not difficult at all. So if you're Gen X and you're ready to walk into this next chapter boldly, let's do it together. Go and grab your freebies below. Come back. Let's talk about some more. Let me know what additional videos you would like to see. Again, I'm Jen. Got a little to say about a lot of stuff. All of it's critically important. I'll see y'all again soon. Stop recording.